Hey there, welcome inside our New York studios. It's Inside College Basketball. Brent Stover, Gary Parrish, Roy Hibbert, and Wally Zerbiak with you for the next 30 minutes to recap a busy Tuesday night of hoops. Start in the Big 12. Second-ranked Iowa State started the season 16-0 and faced a reeling Kansas team off to its worst conference start since 2006. But those roles were reversed Tuesday. Wally says, don't worry about it. Kansas is going to be fine.
They looked fine tonight. Throw it up to Flory Badunga. Jayhawks up 8-2 early, and they never stopped going. Melvin Council, he had 15.7 rebounds, knocks down the three there. That's the five-star freshman, Darren Peterson. Little floater at the elbow. Peterson again kicks it out to Trey White. Corner three. 34-16. KU is rolling. Peterson just pulls. Knocks down the three. Continuing to bury this team. That's Council all the way to the rim. Kansas wins at 84-63. That is the third largest win versus an AP top 5 team in program history. Iowa State drops from the list of undefeated teams.
51% shooting for the Jayhawks, 12-24 downtown. Wally, truth is, you had listened earlier to GP's podcast where he said Iowa State can win at least 7 more and be the last remaining unbeaten. And you slept till 2 p.m. on Tuesday, so you were feeling really good.
I'm ready to go.
Yes. So what do you think?
This game was never in doubt. This is the number 2 team in the country, goes into Fog Allen undefeated, and they got their doors blown off. It wasn't just a good win for Kansas. It was a great win to remind Kansas when that guy is healthy, Darren Peterson, they are as good as they come in the whole entire country. He looks like he's playing in slow motion. He's so good. To me, he's the number 1 pick in the draft. To me, this team now, when he is healthy, they will come together and figure things out, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Watch out. Kansas is going to be the team we thought they were going to be when he's healthy.
I'm happy Kansas got this win, but 2 things really stood out to me. And I want to talk defense. I know maybe you guys will talk offense at some point, but I felt that they did a good job of holding the star players under their average. Joshua Jackson, he averages 17. They held him to 11. Momcilovic averages 17. They held him to 11. So they made a concerted effort. Now, the one thing that I feel like that they should be worried about is their bench scoring. 2 players who played about 24 to 25 minutes had 8 points. Only 2 bench players played. So can they sustain that? And I wonder if Peterson is not healthy throughout the rest of the season, will they have the oomph off the bench to get them over the hump?
For the sake of clarity, what I actually said on the podcast is that Iowa State's next 7 games were all against unranked opponents. So if you're trying to figure out who could be the last undefeated team standing, it could be them if they could just get out of Allen Fieldhouse alive. They did not get out of Allen Fieldhouse alive. And I don't think any team in the country on Tuesday night needed a win more than Kansas needed a win. Bill Self ran that league for 2 decades. In 20 years, his first 20, 16 conference championships and never finished lower than 3rd. Year 21 was worse than that. Year 22 was worse than that. Year 23 looked like it was headed that direction, and we'll see where it goes. But Wally, if you got a Hall of Fame coach and the number 1 pick in the draft, you got a chance, and that was on full display in Allen Fieldhouse tonight.
Thank you for the clarity. As we know, though, Wally is kind of a mercenary. He will turn on you every opportunity.
I've seen him do it for years.
Over in the Big East, number 3 UConn entered the day 6-0 in league play. It's best start in conference in over 2 decades, but they traveled to Seton Hall, having lost 4 straight in Jersey to the Pirates. And this one would be a nail-biter. For a while, man, it looked like a runaway. Terrace Reed and 1. Huskies up 16, but Seton Hall comes storming back.
Yeah, Mike Williams, he'll get into the lane and score this 2. The Pirates trail by 6. Under 1 minute to play, Mike Williams, you know what? He's going to hit the 3 this time. He can do it both. And then right now, last second shot kind of 3, Mike Williams. Ooh, look at the defense from Mullins. And then, you know what? UConn is not going to let them get the ball easy. They're rebounding. But look at the distance that this young fella covered to get this shot blocked.
Impressive.
Go on the road, yeah. They snapped a 4-game losing streak at Prudential Center, UConn did. Terrace Reed with a big night, tied his season high with 21 points on 8 of 13, 9 rebounds to go with 3 blocks. Huskies 17-1, 7-0 in the Big East.
It's just neat, first of all, to see that number next to Seton Hall's name. NIL and revenue sharing had really taken a toll on that proud program. The money just wasn't there for Shaheen Holloway to go out and purchase rosters the way other coaches in his roster have been, in his league have been doing. So for him to be in this situation, no moral victories or anything, but it's neat to see Seton Hall ranked again. As for UConn, heading into last season, a lot of people thought they were realistic candidates to three-peat. And we found out pretty quickly in Maui that that wasn't likely in the cards. But fast forward to this season, this is a national championship contender. They weren't going to win 3 in a row, but they could reasonably win 3 of 4.
Yeah, this team looks good with Terrace Reed Jr. healthy, manning the middle. He makes such a big difference for them. And Braylon Mullins, he glides around the basketball floor as a freshman and looks very composed at a really young age. So I love what they're doing up there at UConn. Danny Hurley as a national championship contender. The only thing that's going to be tough for UConn to do it again is there more teams, I think, this year than in the couple years past that are as good as them and have a chance to win national championships. They're going to have to go through a lot more high-quality teams like they are this year.
Yeah, I think UConn is set up to make a deep run in the tournament because of Terrace Reed Jr. Every team that UConn has had, they've had a dominant big that can score and defend at a high level. Now, I don't want to put a damper on this mood, but the thing that I worry about is they had 17 turnovers, and towards the end of the game, Seton Hall turned up the intensity, and it became like a really, really, really close game. I don't think in the Big East, the regular season, or in the tournament, those turnovers could bite them in the rear, but in the NCAA tournament, you have one bad game with some turnovers, your season is done. So I'd rather want to watch out for that towards that time of the season.
All right, meantime, over in the ACC, Virginia entered the day 14-2, their best start since their title-winning season in 18-19. They look to keep it rolling at Louisville in another ranked versus ranked matchup. 5-point game, second half. Great game, Malik Thomas. Had 19, 6 of 8 downtown, corner 3. 36-28 Cavaliers.
Yeah, and then Malik Thomas again here. They drop off him in the zone or whatever defense that is. So he knocks that one down. Cavaliers by 12 on the road at the Yum Center. Johan Grunlow knocks down the 3. UVA, just a businesslike win for Ryan Odom by 9.
Snapping a 4-game losing streak against AP-ranked teams. Grunlow, you mentioned a nice game, 16 points, tying a career high to go with a number of blocks as well as rebounds. Getting the job done, filling the stat sheet, and a good win, GP.
That was terrific. Virginia has been terrific this season. I imagine if you're an athletic director, you never want to have to replace a Tony Bennett, because Tony Bennett is one of the best basketball coaches who had been working in the past couple of decades. But Virginia seems to have got it right. And Ryan Odom was the obvious and perfect hire for that job. And so far, he is knocking it out of the park. On the other side, there's some issues there. Louisville looked like it was rocking and rolling through much of the season, but Michael Brown missed his 7th straight game tonight. They're 3-4 without him in this stretch. No real timetable or clarity on when he's going to be available to play again, but it's pretty clear with Michael Brown, the 5-star freshman, in the rotation, Louisville is Final Four good, but without him, they'll just lose at home to Virginia.
Now only 2-3 now in conference play, 4-1 for Virginia to begin ACC.